What is up, guys? Welcome to Air Marshal Mondays. And today we are bringing to a conclusion the Budget RC weekend with myself and the Merry Boozers and Pilot Ryan. And we're just going to get right into it. Let's go ahead and bring in our wonderful guests, Pilot Ryan and Wesley Miller, the Merry Boozers, and Pilot Ryan Media, the King Rat himself. Welcome to the show, guys.
Good to be here.
What's up? What's happening? We made it. I think some of us were gonna fall off, but we
did it.
We did it.
We did.
Yeah, it's like we like I've seen you guys like every day.
It's nonstop.
There's probably gonna be a withdrawal, but just remember, if you're missing us, just go to the channels and you can watch more.
That's right.
If you didn't get enough this weekend, you can go to the channel and watch more free videos.
They're free. They
That's
cost
right.
nothing.
Nothing to view.
And I believe I have my microphone fixed from last night, guys. I had a lot of comments on that, so should be good to go now.
Awesome sauce.
Oh, does it say live in 54 minutes? Dave Kowalski? It was supposed to be like right now, but hey.
We left one thing up to you. One thing.
Yeah, I forgot that one thing. So, hey, yeah, I absolutely want to give a big thanks to Lori Miller behind the scenes for all three of these shows. She has been gracious enough to be the producer for all three nights of Kind of Chaos. So thank you, Lori. We absolutely appreciate it. And it's been fun, man. This has been a fun weekend. We're just going to kick it off. For you guys that have not seen the videos, so we all went live with our videos of the vehicles that we're going to be featuring tonight, which are our Basher edition of this weekend. So we started off the weekend on Saturday with Pilot Ryan talking about the SCX-24, which is awesome. The SCX-24 is the budget crawler from Axial. And then yesterday, we continued it with our budget boats from ProBoat, and tonight we're all doing something a little bit different. We have little miniature bashers, and I'll go ahead and kick it off. The one that I've got is the Team Associated SC28. This is a little short course truck. It's 1/28 scale. I mean, the thing fits in your hand, and it's $50, guys. This thing is $50, and it is a ton of fun, worth every penny.
It rips.
Yes, and it's so much better. I mean, you can go to like stupid Wally World and get like their new trophy or whatever the heck their RC brand is, and all their cars cost, $100, and this is 100 times better for $50, man.
Yeah.
So I've been loving this thing. We're going to get to some video clips here in a moment, but why don't we go ahead and move over to Wesley? We'll go clockwise around the room.
All right.
Let's go over to Wesley and find out what he is.
So I've got the Mini Yeti. Ooh, we just got a big old bolt of lightning right there. I've got the Mini Yeti from Horizon, and this is the Axial brand one. This thing is sweet, guys. A little more scale. Got the little guys in it. Shiny plastic, full suspension, 4-wheel drive, and these are in stock and on sale right now for $149. You're paying a little bit more, but you're getting more truck, of course. You get the full suspension, travel A-arms, oil-filled shocks. It's a dope little truck. I've really enjoyed it. It takes a tumble well. Lori was our driver in all of our films, and she had a few oopses and tumbled it, and it's been handling it fine. The tires on it are what you'd expect from an Axial vehicle. They're super squishy. It's awesome.
Was it prone to roll over, or did it stay?
It stays
locked?
pretty locked unless you're like full tilt and you turn it, and it will roll. But jumping and everything, it flew nice. We're flying trucks tonight.
So out of the three, that's the only 4-wheel drive one in the bunch.
Right. And you can see it's 4-wheel drive. If I spin one set of wheels, the other set spins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. And I do want to remind the guys, too, that since we did the crawlers, stock levels have changed. So there are crawlers now, those mini crawlers, in stock today, this evening, where I checked right before the show, that weren't available when we did the Saturday show. So
Same thing. This is back in stock, and it was out of stock. So, and it's on sale too. On top of that,
same with I don't know if it's on sale, but so my truck was the Mini T from Losi, and I think this is a 1/18th scale if you had to put a scale to it. But it's 2-wheel drive. It's tough. I urge you to watch the video. I did kind of the same thing, you know. I ran them in the house, in the toy room, and outside. So I think you got a pretty good idea of what it can take. It was super fun to drift it around on the hardwood, which doesn't really give a good indicator for speed, but you can see it sliding around and doing donuts. And then outside where it had traction, totally just ripping. And this comes in a few different like body colors. It's, of course, everything we're doing is ready to run. I think this thing is $139, and instead of being a toy, these are hobby grade. So I mean, those are legit A-arms, chassis, and parts that can be upgraded, fixed, swapped, smacked up, flipped up, and rubbed down. Oh no. So I think this thing can even be brushless if somebody wanted to do that with it. So classic little Losi racer. And again, I've never done anything like this, but I had a lot of fun playing with it.
I will say that Ryan's little truck looks like it rips. That thing looks fast.
Yeah.
Wait till you see Dave's, though, guys.
Yeah.
Lori, what do you think, Dave? Is it time to roll clips?
Before we do, I just want to give a quick shout out to some of the folks that are in the chat tonight. We got Dave's RC, we got George Watts, we got Joseph Youngblood, we got Jeff's Custom RC, Robert Ortlep. Oh, who else we got in here? We got Pterodactyl, we got Randy. Welcome to the show, guys. Of course, we got Wes in here. And the crowd just keeps piling in, you know, little by little. It's the trickle effect.
Jordan Dole up in the house.
Yep, Nathan Pulling. We got Victor Shameless way up there at the top. We got Ron for the Hills Mining. Chuck G is in the house tonight. Dave Kowiski. Dave Kowiski
already commented on the videos, probably.
Yep, we got William Murgita in the house. Eric Tennant. It's good to see everybody, and thank you to everyone who has been joining us for all 3 days. Look, I know that we're not talking about airplanes, but I promise you, we all got planes on the brain. So, you know, we're just taking a little detour here for a weekend, talking about some little mini budget RC, you know, just stuff that we can do when we're not playing with our planes. But I can tell you, next week we're going to be right back into the airplanes. And with all of that said, we can switch over to our video clips and talk about these little things ripping in the video clips. I also want to remind everybody. I mean, Jeff, that's my specialty. Anyway.
You got shout out to Sandros54. I don't think any of us saw him earlier, but he's been coming around a lot. And Barry Campbell, what's up, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see all you guys tonight. So, man, I lost my train of thought. Anyway,
roll clip.
Let's check out some video.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. You know, and we can watch the clips here because they're just going to keep looping, and that's cool. What I wanted to say is if you guys haven't seen the full videos yet, check the description for this live stream. The links for all 3 videos, the full-length videos, are in the description for this live stream. And also, those videos will have links where you can purchase these things if you want to check them out.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And we've done it the same all 3 nights, so I think it's fairly appropriate. I mean, whichever product you like, that's the link that's floating around. So whoever did that product will be the one to get that benefit. So I mean, it doesn't matter to either of us really, but we did do it really all the same all weekend long. So I've used the same description in all of my running videos, except to add what the new night was. But then on the live stream, like Dave says, there's links to everybody's videos as well, and products also. Nice, Robert. So look at that thing rip outside. That's mine right there.
Yeah.
Ripping. Like totally great traction outside, and then a Driftmeister in the house. There's Wesley. Lori's driving.
And Lori's driving in like all the clips of ours.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the thing with this little truck, this little SC28, the tires on it are so grippy, it's hard to get it to like drift around, but there's definitely some times when I got it to, kind of fishtail going through a turn.
What's that floor in the garage, Dave? Because it looked like it was locked like carpet. Now here, it cut it.
It's my dog.
What kind of floor, Dave?
That is an epoxy finish.
Okay, and it is locked on it. It's hooked up.
Well,
I bet on my floor it would slide though.
I'm not trying to brag, but that's some driving.
Showing you up there.
I know it is.
There's some driving happening in there too, because this thing will get loose.
Oh, there it is. There's the jump from the Yeti.
There we go. Send it. Send it.
I tell you what, though, I really am impressed with Dave. Look at that.
Hey, that's the shot I was waiting for. Sweet.
Send it.
This is the first time seeing these videos. Man.
To the moon. For that little truck, though?
Look at that big old drift.
Yeah, no, I didn't put Tawny Katane and Whitesnake in this video. I think there were some folks that were a little disappointed about that.
Hey. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Dave ripping that little thing. Dude, I love that little thing, Dave.
I do, too. And could you imagine having, like, 3 of them and just ripping them together, having little races?
$50. You know what? The whole time we were doing this collab, I kind of felt sorry for Dave. I was like, he got this little $50 piece of garbage. And, dude,
it is
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, man.
That Yeti's dope.
But for something,
I totally would have got the Yeti, but Wes had already kind of claimed it, so I went for this. I knew it would be good because it's Losi. You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
I love that shot of him hitting the blocks.
I gotta tell you, my kids get so pumped about like anything that they do being a part of the video. So my 3.5-year-old built that stuff, and I was like, Daddy, is it okay if Daddy like completely demolishes that with an RC? She's like, yeah,
it'd be cool.
Do it.
Yeah. I was like, I'll film it, I'll slow-mo it, I'll show you later.
There you go. I loved it.
Get it. I couldn't have planned that any better right there. I couldn't have planned that any better.
The Drift King.
What? So Barry Campbell says, what in the Toy Story hell is that?
Dude, I really did have fun. I actually, secret, I think these were my favorite. The Yeti, out of the 3 vehicles, I really, really enjoyed this. Me and Lori, I got it in, and this is before we were even filming it, and I took it outside, and the dog hates this thing. And I must have made him run across the yard 50 times, because the battery lasts forever in this truck. I mean, it lasts a long time, like 15, 20 minutes. And we come back inside, and he was limping for 3 days. I made him run so darn hard. He thought he was having a great time when we got back inside, and he's, oh, What was I doing running all that much?
Yeah, and I'll tell you the run video for this one, because we just kept shooting until the thing died, and I think we started shooting maybe a minute before I started the run, and we stopped the shoot like maybe a minute after it was over. That video was 23 minutes long.
What?
So this thing got about a 20-minute run time on it.
That's
It's
crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, airplane guys were used to short runs, but like honestly, like you get the battery they come with, and if you get one more, you're probably good as you'll ever need to be.
Especially if you change to a LiPo battery.
Right. So mine, this one is EC2 connector on mine. You guys want to see the inside of mine real quick?
I was trying to see if mine has the pins to go LiPo.
I love that slow-mo jump shot of this little truck, dude. That thing is so funny.
Dude.
Mine's got the battery like you get in the airplanes. EC3?
You ever see the stadium trucks in real life, like how cush those suspensions are?
Yeah, this is
And-
not that.
When they're turning, like there's only 3 wheels on the ground. I think that's sick.
Yeah.
So this is a 2S truck. It's got dog hair in the drive shafts. But that's it.
That is
You know-
just awesome, though, because that is like the old school. That chassis reminds me of like the old school, or even the more modern low-C buggies and truggies. I mean, that
Yeah.
thing is just smaller. That thing's awesome.
Dude, it's heavy. Like it's substantial. Like you feel like you're really holding
Right.
something, you know?
Right.
I will say,
I was impressed with it.
the other thing I was kind of impressed with this one is it's waterproof on the Yeti. And like when we were playing with ours, you can see it was kind of a rainy day. And after I blasted it through the mud several times, it was disgusting. And as you can see, it's clean. I literally walked over to the water hose and just sprayed it out. I was like, I said it's waterproof, so whatever. And
Yeah.
it's clean as a whistle and didn't hurt. I mean, I came inside, blew it out with the air compressor, didn't have it plugged in when I did that. But, I mean, I washed it out and it hadn't hurt it at all.
That's awesome. I mean, my big bashers, I learned how to do it in the winter, and they got really messy, and I just completely would hose
Yep.
them off. And then I'd let them like drip dry upside
Mhm.
down. I never blew them out at all. And I think I eventually got water in like the receiver box on something. But, yeah, good time.
Yeah, the big bashers like the Creighton and the Outcast, they can take getting wet.
Yeah.
This little thing hadn't
So I saw
cared.
we got some new folks in the room. We got RC Roland. I saw Mike Keller join us. We got Jermaine Spencer in the house. Tui RC. David Martin Graff has joined us, and Amy is with us tonight. So, hi.
Hi, Amy.
Nice. Your wife?
Is she in the chat or is she there?
Everybody-
She must be. Well, no, she's not. She's upstairs with the dogs, so they wouldn't be barking up a storm. So yeah. Anyway, like these things, I would have to agree with you, Wesley. These have probably been the most fun that I've had. With the preparation for the video, kind of setting up the little short course in the
that was
garage, and really just kind of being surprised at how capable this little
Yeah.
thing is for being so tiny.
And inexpensive. We gotta quit saying cheap. Inexpensive. That's the fancy way.
Maybe
Affordable.
How affordable it is.
I will say,
Well,
price-wise. I will say the price on that one, though, I mean, we got Christmas and stuff coming up. If those are still in stock, that would be the perfect Christmas present. If you had, like, 2 boys, get them both a truck, set up a little course in the garage, and let them just rip, because they can't tear it up. And if they do, it's not
you
crazy.
You can't hurt them.
There really is, like, I mean, there's pucker factor with trucks too, man. You know, and these things, surprisingly good time. I mean, you know, it's funny because we all had the same crawlers basically.
Oh yeah.
And so we all already ticked that box, right? I don't have to go. I didn't see your video and be like, I got to get one. I already got a couple, you know.
Right.
And the boats, I got to be honest, like, that was cool, but I'm not in the market for boats. But I want both of y'all's trucks today. I want the Yeti and the little stadium thing, man, and the little stadium truck, and I can't get over it because I really thought Dave got the crap into the stick, and man, his was dialed in.
We had that talk.
Jumping over the 12-pack, Evel Knievel up in this joint.
Well, I was not concerned at all. You know, when I saw who made this thing, I don't care how cheap it is. You know, like you guys may or may not. I think Ryan does. I don't know if Wesley's kind of heard my, you know, my historic background in RC. I haven't been doing it quite as long as Kenny, but I started, you know, doing surface RC back in the, you know, the mid '80s, and my first car was a Team Associated RC10, which has a pretty storied history in the world of RC cars. You know, the RC10 is kind of like the granddaddy of all buggies, and I mean, and it is just a ripping beast. So when I saw that this thing was Team Associated, I was like, I'm all in. You know, it can't be that crappy because that company doesn't make junk. Except for maybe that crawler that you got. Didn't you get a 12 scale crawler from Associated that you weren't very happy with?
Yeah, and I could show it to you. I have it right
there. The other side.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's just on size alone is why. I mean, I'd be glad to show it to you guys because you're never going to see it anywhere else. Because I'm going to completely. Anybody wants one? Let me know. By the way, I mean, I'm not doing a good job of selling it, but I really love the size of the 1/10 scale crawlers and the 1/24 scale crawlers the best. Yeah. So the 1/12 that I bought, it's nice. It's got lights. It's cool, but it's just not. You guys know I'm kind of extreme in a way when it comes to RCs, man. I you know, my cars that I have RC cars that probably cost as much as the car I drive to work. Like legit. And you know, I still have a tube television. I'm kidding.
You can get one of these and accomplish that feat, right?
There was a time when I could. But I also traded some other things to get it. So it was like $50 and some other stuff. and I got a car with like a wobbly wheel. But which I drove until I seized the engine in the intersection where I was going to the gas station on the corner to get oil. Hilarious.
You didn't make it.
I did not make it. I was so close. Honestly, if I got the light, I'd have been okay. Because I was totally going to turn the car off and coast if I could get around the corner. It was starting to sound really bad. Lifters are knocking. Like, it's
she's on her last leg.
It was bad. It was bad. But that was a little hatchback, and I was doing a lot of remodeling. It was like a hatchback 2-door Nissan XS SE, and that son of a bitch, I could fit 4x8 sheets of drywall in the back and still close the lid. I couldn't believe it. This thing was like a truck in disguise. It was nuts.
So Dave Kowicki's asking down in the comments section, what kind of battery does your truck use, Dave?
Yeah, I just saw that. So I'm going to see if it says on here what type of battery it is, because
it like charges internally.
Duracell.
Yeah, it might be. So the battery is like all enclosed inside the little chassis. So, I mean, you don't get to see it. There's a little pigtail that comes out of the bottom of the transmitter. You open the battery door, you pull the pigtail out, and you plug it in the side of the chassis, and the transmitter doubles as your charger. So it doesn't tell you exactly what kind of battery it is. Now, I'm sure if I took a multimeter to it, I could read the voltage off of a fully charged pack and at least give you an idea whether it's LiPo or...
I'm going to go to the website, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't say on the box, so I'm like looking at the box for it, and it doesn't say anywhere. Yeah, I can't tell. I don't know.
It's probably nickel, right?
Well, it's so small, I have a feeling that it might be like the little 1S, like 150 milliamp, 200 milliamp little 1S LiPo flat pack. Because it's just not heavy enough to have like a nickel-based cell in it. So I'm thinking it's probably a LiPo. Especially with those run times, like 15, 20-minute run times, that's crazy.
That's totally crazy. You know what? I think Kawishki would love something like this to drift around in the hangar someday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this thing would be a blast to drift around in the hangar.
You know what's funny about doing these little two-wheel drive things? I've only driven four-wheel drive stuff. And now I'm looking at Team Associated. I just typed Team Ass in the search bar, by the way, and all the Team Associated trucks come up. I mean, I don't mean anything by it. I'm just saying.
No, it's really not that far off. So, kind of going back, to that storied history, I used to race these things.
So here's the car you were talking about, Dave. They make a 1/28 scale version of that car you were talking about.
Yeah, so they've got the RC28.
Right.
It's a little bitty guy.
Yeah, little bitty.
I think they've got buggies. They've got short course trucks. I think they've got like an MT28. So they've got like a 28 scale monster truck. So like a little 28 scale Creighton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a 1/14 little thing too.
Yep.
Guys, honestly, if there's anything you like and it's available, don't wait around. None of this Surface stuff is lasting very long.
It is so
and it
fast.
really doesn't matter who's making it. They're hot. We were lucky to get in on these, actually. Wesley just got his boat.
Yeah, my boat, I ordered it, and then they said they ended up going on back order, like right as I ordered it. And then I ended up having to wait. It was like 3 weeks, and finally I was like, oh, they shipped it finally, because we were going to do this last weekend, and then I got my shipping notice, and I was like, I got my boat, it's coming. Let's wait one more week.
What's the controller look like, Dave?
Let me go grab it.
I got mine right here while he's getting his. Mine came with a Spectrum radio.
It looks like that.
Just so I can throw it out there.
I'll show you mine. Hold on.
I'll show you.
Yeah, if you show me yours. Getting a little loose tonight. That's what she said.
So mine goes together kind of like my Rock Hobby one does. Like double down.
Oh, nice.
Pistol grip.
Yeah, this one just has a little flappy door in the bottom that you pop open and the little charger pigtail comes out.
Everything else I have is like that except this one, and my Rock Hobby Jeep is like this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, William Mergita, I wonder if you guys that have PayPal only can't turn your PayPal into a credit card and use it like a credit card.
They have?
Because they aren't taking PayPal right now till the holidays, they said.
Yep. And I don't know what kind of PayPal account you have, Ryan. My PayPal account is a PayPal business account, and I have a debit card that's associated with my PayPal account, like a PayPal debit card. So
Well, I could get one too, even on personal.
Right. PayPal credit is
Okay,
what they
yeah.
call it.
Yeah, if you can get them on a personal PayPal, yeah, I mean, just log into PayPal and look, do a search for like PayPal debit card, because you can probably get a debit card that's linked to your PayPal account. And when you purchase stuff with the debit card, I believe it is, protected under the same, stuff that you would normally be protected by when you buy stuff using PayPal.
So somebody can confirm maybe. So like a lot of you guys already know, Horizon migrated the website, and so they not right away, but it seems like a couple weeks after they migrated the website or whatever, it became impossible to use PayPal there. So if anybody has the PayPal credit card set up and you're still able to use it, once you answer with loads of emojis that it can happen, because that would be worth. I mean, I try to do all my stuff out of PayPal, except one thing that was always this way was when you try to you can't do a pre-order with PayPal, so I got to use a credit card. So it wasn't too big of a deal when PayPal went away, because I've already been using credit, and me and my wife got to work it out. But I'd rather just do PayPal and not have to worry about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that was one of the reasons that I got the PayPal card, was to be able to do pre-orders, at places like Motion and Horizon that won't let you put a pre-order on a PayPal account.
And it worked for you, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it works fine. I think it's a MasterCard debit card. So it works just like a MasterCard. So as long as whoever you're buying something from takes MasterCard, it works great.
I hope they get it fixed, because it's people love PayPal. I mean, I remember when I first started shopping hobbies, I didn't even bother with a place that didn't take it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I have absolutely been, turned my nose up a few times when I had a cart full of crap, went to pay for it, and they didn't take PayPal.
Yeah, I mean, now I know what I want and I'll work it out. But yeah. It's I don't think anyone's a fan of it. The customers and Horizon both can't be liking that, actually.
No.
Right.
But it is what it is, Growing pains. They got a new website. They're working through it right now.
That's right. I mean, if I want to...
That's right. It didn't stop me. I'm still buying stuff all the time.
Yeah, and there had to be, probably something to do with the back end of their old website was, getting dated. There was probably some technology or technological necessity for them to change the website. I don't think it's something that they just did just to piss us off.
Right.
No.
Dude, Ryan, no joke, I'm debating on ordering one of those. I love it.
It's pretty nice. Click my link.
Yeah. In the description.
Nah, who am I kidding? You click.
Hey, we just need to send these to each other. You try mine now. Trade you.
It's not a bad idea. Except
We'll
I like
do
mine.
a big three-way. We'll do like musical.
There you go.
Musical chairs of micro RC cars.
Like once a year. That's it.
Probably getting tired of you digging at all this. Mason jars and money in the yard.
Once a year.
Robert down in the comments, he said, Wes, Lori's probably getting tired of you digging all these mason jars of money up in the yard. What? What are you talking about? We ain't got no money in the yard.
David Martin Graff. Does anybody still use American Express? I would say not much, because nobody wants to accept it. They charge higher fees than everybody else to process.
So companies still use American Express. Not a lot of individuals.
They're good for if you do a lot of international business. That's where American Express
Right,
makes sense.
or if you have a fleet of vehicles and that's how you're paying for gas. Right. Just saying. And so you earn points and things like that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how, you know, throughout all 3 of these days that we've been doing this, you know, like, we keep reaching back and grabbing these little things because they are so much fun. And, you know...
I can't quit making the suspension go on mine.
I know, that's what I've been messing with the whole time.
I know.
It's like it's so cush.
Mine's a lowrider now.
And that was one thing that I was, you know, initially I was a little concerned with the forward suspension arms being rigid on this little thing. And the rear, it's not like a live axle on the back. You know, it's like a double trailing arm suspension, but it's not like a live axle like you would think it would be. You know, so I was like, this thing is janky. And then as soon as I started driving it, like every worry that I had went away.
I'm going to say, the first time I saw you hit the ramp with it and it drive off, I was like, all right, that's dope. I wasn't expecting it to go rip like that. Like, wow.
To just handle that ramp like a boss, dude. Just.
It really did.
It did.
That was.
I tell you.
That was kind of what sold me too. I think they're out of stock though, dude.
They'll come back.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
I really want to try some of the drift cars that Horizon has now. That Red Cat one, that looks totally sweet. I've been wanting to do a drift car for a while.
I'm all over the Felony as soon as it happens.
Felony is awesome. I agree. I'd like to have the Felony over the truck. I don't remember what the truck one's called.
Infraction.
There you go. I like the Camaro better.
JCB 67. Unlike most of the other vehicles that come with like the Spectrum transmitters that have the 50, 75, and 100% speed, this one does not have that. But even our crawlers, I think, had a speed.
They did. They did. Yeah, and he's talking about on the radio. Here's the Spectrum one.
Yeah.
You can see them side by side.
My new Spectrum stuff is sick. That came with the Outcast and the Jeep.
Now,
it's got like the lights up the side. That if you're using a smart battery, basically is like a cheap telemetry to let you know you're about out.
Now, will the new one bind to like the tough radio they've got?
The rugged?
The rugged, yeah. Will that bind to those newer ones?
The new what? Like the 8S
right,
stuff?
The new bigger trucks and stuff. Are they coming with
them? The 8S stuff and a lot of the like kind of fancy Losies will too. Right, Dave?
We need some receiver, man.
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. What it did.
I mean, it's your show. Feel like come in whenever you'd like.
I'm a terrible host, man. I'm reading the chat. And I was just letting y'all go. Like, y'all could have been talking dirty about me. I wouldn't have known.
We were. What are you talking about? I would like to see that in the future where a lot of these, like their axial trucks, like this would have been cool if it could have bound up to the rugged. In the future, that's something I keep on harping that I'd like to see.
The bigger stuff
does,
like the axial, the nice big Jeep crawler 110 SCX 10.3. I could bind to my 5C. Yep. My Outcast will bind to the 5C. I think any of the Losies that are over probably $400 will bind to the 5. Any of the not just the 5C but the rugged or whatever Pro whatever.
And the Tenacities.
Yep.
And the 8S Arma stuff will bind up to DSMR transmitters.
Yeah, because it comes with that big fancy AVC receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you know what? They're already paired up when you get them. And the new... So there's a rumor on the Surface side, and I would say it's true. I've had hit and miss, but the SCX2... What's the transmitter you have, Wes?
This one?
Yeah. What's it say
STX2.
down there? Yeah. So those are hit and miss. And now and that used to come with all the ready to run Armas and stuff once they replaced Tactic. Now, I have like the Outcast and the Axial SCX-10-3 came with, you want to see it? The 3, it's like one step nicer.
I mean, we're talking trucks, so we
Right.
might as well talk.
But that three
This
channel
is
transmitter
exactly like
that
what comes on my Outcast, and it's slick. It's got the buttons on the back, and then
Telemetry up the top.
up
Right.
the side over here it's not illuminated now, but these are battery level indicators.
if you've got a smart ESC,
If you have a smart ESC and battery.
yeah.
And then, hey, what's cool is look at this little thumb deal on the wheel.
Yeah, for one-handed driving.
Yeah, which is pretty slick. And then it's got everything else. You know, the AVC rates right here. Brake rate, steering trim, throttle trim, normal, reverse, throttle normal or reverse, steering normal or reverse, and then your throttle limits, 50, 75, 100. But this one, I haven't experienced any delays with, because that was the complaint on the 2. But there's also the button here, which on the Jeep I'm talking about, the SCX-10-3, that's how you enable your dig function. And that's probably how you would do your 2-speed if you wanted to do
Can
that.
anybody tell me what a dig function is? I still don't know what that means.
It locks up
depends
your
on how you
rear.
spell it.
It locks up your rear diff.
All right, so it's diff lockers. Okay, that makes sense.
It locks up your rear diff so you can slow down a descent or really make
A
a
lot of traction.
tight turn. So I'm going to play with the dig function on that Jeep. I actually remember running the Willys Jeep on this course that I went to, and I couldn't get around this corner. So I should be able to with the dig function. Question mark. Yes, Amy.
Okay, I was wondering if you saw the same Amy question.
Yes.
That's great.
Yep, that's how we know we're in
That's
the
right.
commercial stream.
It's getting a little loose now.
My F-22, I think, shows up tomorrow.
Oh,
Next
man.
day.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Nice.
That's going to be sweet.
Yep. You might want
Yeah.
to wipe it down. They probably opened it up and spat in it when they saw the name on the shipping label.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I don't know whatever you are talking
that's
about.
funny. So, what else y'all got coming up?
Like, got merch.
Any new projects can we talk about?
Nope.
Yes.
All right.
Well, some.
So I have projects that we can talk about because I don't have any secret sauce stuff yet.
All right.
So, as most people probably know, Amy was the lucky recipient of a new Habu jet,
Habooty.
and it was very clearly marked not for Dave. This is Amy's plane.
Awesome. Awesome.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing flight lessons with Amy. We're gonna be teaching her how to fly, and we're gonna be doing it all on the Habu jet, which will be fun. And I think that there needs to be more ladies in model aviation, Lori, flying all the time. We gotta get some more ladies in RC, to really spread the hobby around. And Amy's game.
Maybe I'll
it's-
just dress up.
There you go.
Awesome.
I mean, why not?
I've heard it works pretty good. Oh. Lori's over there like, no.
You know what? That and start talking with the British accent, I think I'll have it all wrapped up.
Yeah, and
It always seems to be a little bit better with the British accent as well.
Yeah, you can get some tea and crumpets.
Tea and crumpets. It's just better.
Some biscuits.
Biscuits and Triscuits. So yeah, sorry to derail it. It's going to be sweet watching Amy learn how to fly the Habu.
Yeah, and I've been watching a couple of videos because with everything that's been going on with this kind of deal we've been doing this weekend, she's been like, when are we opening my plane? When are we opening my plane? When are we opening my plane? And I'm like, I have to get these videos done.
Dude, Dave and I were still uploading it like right before 7.
Oh, dude, guys, let me tell you, like my video that went live at 7:00 p.m., I was hitting save on all of the, all the SEO stuff at like 6:59 and 59 seconds.
Yeah. To the wire. I was a little ahead of you, but not by much.
I don't know if ours ever actually uploaded with the correct thumbnail on it. We kept having heck with that, having to re-upload the thumbnail.
Right.
It was fighting us tonight for some reason.
Yeah, and I've had some weird... Amy saying she saw me doing it around 7:00. Oh, it was right at 7, and I was like, oh.
So funny.
Like we were chasing deadlines till the very end all weekend.
Seriously, I didn't get. It's so funny too, because it consumed me all last week too.
Right.
But look at how good a time it's been.
It really has, awesome. Man. I've enjoyed it a lot. So, the other kind of nice part now, though, is now that that's kind of out of the way, I'm pretty much done with all of the AR-637T series now. I've got a couple of more videos that I want to do, but they're going to be part of what we're doing with the FMS Pilatus PC-21 that I have.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take that plane to the field, so we're not even going to plug in the receiver when we build it. We're going to install the receiver at the field, program it at the field, tune it at the field, all in a day, and put that in a video. Like, this is how long it really takes. I know that there's days of videos that you're watching. There's like 13 videos on how to program the thing. But in all actuality, it only takes like 10, maybe 15 minutes to program one of those receivers, from start to finish. Install it, set it up, fly it, trim it, bring it back down, set up your gains, put them on adjusters, fly it again, get your gains adjusted, you're done. I mean, the whole thing takes like maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And I want to show that like in a single video.
Right.
Like,
so that's 10 or 15 minutes for like a well-versed cat like you.
It'd be like 6 hours for me.
There's no way I would
become familiarized.
Yeah. I can't. It's on my agenda to learn how to do AS3X because I love it and the stuff it comes with.
Right.
Yeah.
And the stuff it comes in, I'm just like, I never will take it out. It's just.
I won't buy it without it. If it's offered to me as a bind and fly, I buy it in a bind and fly. Every time. There's no reason I wouldn't.
Sure.
Especially if you fly Spectrum. Duh.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Sukhoi on a plug and play because whatever the deal was, I don't remember, but I think all the bind and flies were gone, or I don't know what was up, but I just wanted to do the SU-30 so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a plug and play from Hobby Zone, and then I got a bind and fly from Horizon, and we gave the plug and play to Bobby, and I'm sure he put AS3X in it.
I love mine. That is an awesome airplane.
It's cool, and I'm pretty pumped up about that big dog 29.
Hey, speaking of 29s, it's a good time to talk about the Arrows sale.
Well, that's what I was doing. It was a segue, but I wanted to take a breath at least before.
No, there's no breaths.
No breathing allowed.
No.
Yeah, $40 off the Arrows MiG-29 right now.
Yeah. Which is
Links,
an awesome
links in the
deal.
description to my life. They asked me, they reached out to me, no notice whatsoever. Hey Ryan, can you splash this? They asked me, I think it was Friday. I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know what's funny is I was trying to work and edit these boats and the crawler videos, and it's like that's what I totally was going to be doing that evening, and then they call me, hey, can you do this? I'm like, oh yeah. I never say no, really. Actually, that's not true, but to people I have relationships with, I keep them because I don't say no, and so I was like, yeah, sure. So I, instead of doing what I had planned to do, I did a little, update deal, and I hope you guys are taking advantage of that.
He learned, though. He's going to say no for every time I ever call him now.
Oh, the collab may never happen again, to be honest with you. It completely derailed my already lucky to get up the hill trip.
Yes. This was fun to do.
It's a once in a while thing, yes.
Yes, this is like a once every couple of years kind of thing.
Yeah.
The next time it's going to be just one thing, though. It's not going to be like,
Yeah.
let's do.
I think we should do a one-nighter next
kicking
time.
our own asses.
You know what's hilarious is Tony at CCXRC asked me to be on his show. Well, he does his show on Tuesdays.
Oh,
Like,
God.
Keep it going.
I could do a
There you go.
4-night deal
There you go.
if I was completely out of my mind. But it's time to get some airplane videos out.
This is
And
the truth.
Oh, yeah.
I still have a nice Creighton EXB video from the BMX track to show y'all.
Dude, I bet that
Sick.
thing was awesome.
Dude, that thing is a flyer, dude. That thing is
Well,
Did you
really
break it?
nice.
Did you break it yet?
Yep.
Uh,
Only the rear diff, which has been an issue because they've changed the way they made the diffs.
so, Shadow Ops and George Watts, thank you guys so much for those super chats.
Nice.
you want to talk about
So now-
losing your mind?
So check it out. So now, Dave, not only does YouTube take 30%, but me and
Right.
Wesley take 30% too.
Right.
So I only get 10%, and then Uncle Sam takes 33% of
But
that.
you forgot.
You owe.
You
bitch.
forgot that Lori's taking 10% of everybody's this weekend.
Yeah, so my,
What's
yeah,
up, Ray?
damn.
Nice, Ray.
So out of the share that I get like 15 cents.
Exactly.
Nah, we're kidding. We're kidding you. We'll waive our fee.
Just this time.
So,
Hey, thanks, man.
hey, Ray, is your celebration tonight? Is his 1,000 celebration tonight, guys?
I think so.
Well, you got to plug that day.
There you go.
And oh, that's true because Ray is coming up next at 10:15 Eastern, which I believe is 7:15
California time.
So we got 20 minutes.
Pacific.
He's been
Pacific.
holding a burp for like 5 minutes. You see that?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
choking.
I had to let
down.
it go, dude. It was so gross. So, David Martin Graff, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. So,
Gooniac.
Ray, Julian, yes.
Nice.
I'm like, dang, what was I talking about? Ray,
We're out of our mind. We've had a
Yeah.
long weekend, y'all, because not only did we do shows, but we've done like Zooms afterwards.
oh yeah.
I feel like I'm 20.
This whole thing we put in some work for this. I ain't gonna kid. It took some work to put all this together.
Hey, between the three of us and 9 videos, isn't it 9
Mhm.
videos? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet we sell one of
Well,
these.
maybe.
9 videos.
Maybe one.
And 9 videos, 3 live streams. and a lot of heckling,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
a lot of barley pops,
Hey, y'all want to
at least 2 foods.
talk about absolutely losing your mind?
You got a cool airplane?
No, I got a helicopter.
I love that thing, man. I love that little thing.
Dude, it is pretty
Which
sweet.
one is that?
It's the M2C. It's a direct drive helicopter. It's going to be insane. I haven't had a helicopter in years, and it's all aluminum.
Wow.
It's dope. Even the
It's got
servos are
blades and
aluminum.
everything.
You'll put
Yeah,
your
but
eye out.
that guy has a direct drive. The main rotor is direct drive attached to the outrigger,
Right.
which is badass.
Right, it's going to be turning like some stupid RPMs, and it sounds insane. But yeah, dude, these are the coolest looking servos I've ever seen. Though, look at these. They're aluminum servos.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
That's
That-
legit looking.
it looks
Yeah,
good,
like,
man. It looks
There's
good.
no. I don't know if you can see it. The motor is actually just hooked straight up to this huge blade.
And usually
Anyway.
the pinion and spur on those main rotor shafts are there so things can break.
Right. There's nothing to break. It's just going to bend everything if you hit the ground.
Right. So Guniac, I appreciate it. I am certain that super chat is going to make me remember that Guniac show is at 7:15 Pacific, 10:15 Eastern. Tonight is his 1,000 subscriber giveaway. He's a little over 1,000, and I was also going to be doing it with the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and now I'm at like 1,500, and I feel bad because it hasn't happened yet. But it's we have not forgotten you guys, and that should be happening soon. It's just not going to be quite as wild and crazy as I would have wanted it to be, but we are definitely going to be doing something soon. So the big wheel is coming back, y'all.
Oh gosh. Look at it. You can do that with the Bashers. I couldn't do that with mine though because I got 4-wheel drive. Oh, I can. Oh, I'm gonna hit myself in the face with it. This
yeah,
one's a
you
little.
can. I've done it with the big ones.
There's like grass and stuff flying out of mine.
Yep, you have no hairs on your private parts to do that with one of your big fifth scale.
Oh, he'll turn around and grab one. You better watch
Do that
out.
with your- do that with
Do
your-
that with the Creighton. All right, challenge accepted.
You want to see?
Let's see it. Challenge accepted.
I'll do a 1/8 one first. Hold on.
All right, Lori, let's make him a little
We're
bigger.
about to see-
I want to see somebody
we're
get
about
smacked
to
in the
see
mouth right
Ryan,
here.
Like knock his
I
damn
got
teeth
like
out.
big
dude.
shirt.
We're going to see him lose some teeth here in a second, boys.
Ryan's about to knock his teeth out, y'all.
Hang on, Lori's getting it big. Oh! Whack! Oh, that was beautiful.
Don't do it. Don't do it with the X-Max.
That's the Outcast.
Oh.
With the X-Max.
The X-Max, I think I will hit myself in the face.
And you hit yourself in the face with that one.
No, that was my gut.
So, when are we going to see an X-Max run across the water on your channel?
I don't know.
We need to see it. It needs to happen.
It's kind of like speed runs on Bashers. I don't think you'll ever see those from me. If you want to know how fast it goes, read the damn box.
It's right on the box.
It says it all over the damn box, and it tells you if you put in the pinion they send with it, it'll go this fast. If you go stock, it'll go this fast. I mean, it's a Basher, man.
Let's see it bash on some water.
I don't.
Right.
I don't.
Not
that doesn't
you?
do anything for me.
Not you, huh?
Nah, I mean maybe if there's a puddle on a parking lot or something, but I don't want to go swimming unless it's a pool.
It's waterproof. It'll be all right.
No, it's not. It's a grand. I don't care if it's waterproof. I don't want it going under. It's
Drive it back out.
Right.
2.4
I
gigahertz doesn't.
suppose.
Yeah, 2.4 doesn't work very good when it goes under the water.
Yeah, and
It's not a Sherpa. You seen those?
so Kenny earlier,
the big tires.
made a comment on my my little mini truck video. Apparently, and not apparently, I mean this definitely happened. Because I had like the 28 number on the brain, it was like this is the SC28 and 28 scale and whatever, and then I was like, it has a 2.8 gigahertz radio, and I was like, oops, party foul. So I'm not editing it out though. I'm leaving it.
Dude, you know how many times you have no idea, and everyone's done it. I've heard guys say, talking about 25 gram servos. I've heard him say 25 millimeter.
Oh gosh,
like
yeah.
all the time.
Here we go.
Oh, I do that all the time, man.
Everybody does it.
Oh my god.
Everybody does it.
Can you do that
And
with
I was
these?
like, what? Because Kenny
Nope.
made this comment like 2.8 gigahertz. What is that? And I was like, oh, oops.
It's 4 more tenths of a gigahertz than that Fry Sky baloney. Hey, you know what I want? An RC Voltron. That all of a sudden it like breaks into like
4 different trucks.
bits. So here's a question for you
Yeah,
guys
that
who are
turns
total
into
nerds.
like the little lions.
Yeah, well, okay. Here's the question: which is the best Voltron? The Lions or the Tigers or whatever, or the one that was vehicles? There were 2 Voltrons. One was a bunch of vehicles, and one was the Tigers. Which was the best cartoon?
We're talking Power Rangers right now.
No,
No.
Voltron.
I'm confused.
This is
Power
This is
Rangers is something
pre-Power
that you would watch, Wesley.
Yes.
Gen X thought Power Rangers were like, might as well have been Teletubbies. I wasn't watching.
See, I was a Transformers guy.
Dude, Voltron, it's the cats for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that I was watching like the lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my!
Yeah.
When I was a kid, and the one with vehicles, that sounds like some Transformers crap. Because I did have like Voltron, and I had like a whole boatload of stupid Transformers, and I had several of the like the Constructicons.
Yep.
And another one that was like all airplanes that turned, like little miniature airplanes that turned into a big robot. I had all kinds of those little kits where you had like 6 or 7 or 8 Transformers that would make one big giant robot when you put them all together.
So that's why I think it's kind of obscure, because the vehicles. All right, this is Voltron right here, dude.
All right.
With cats?
No. The vehicle one.
It's Transformers, isn't it?
No.
No.
It's Voltron. So there were 2 Voltrons. There was the cat one, and then there was that one. So let me find, unless the Mandela effect is happening.
Yes, the Constructicons did make Devastator, and I had Devastator.
So
It's
let's
awesome.
The Constructicons.
now if I can't find the cat Voltron, I'm gonna die.
We might go down the rabbit hole a little bit tonight.
So
We're at the end. Let's go.
Yeah.
Throw me butt in.
Time to jump in. And we're like in the last hour of this.
Let's do it. I'm down.
The dog is shitting himself. You know, like it's getting crazy.
all right, there's the cat one.
And the cat one was the better one.
The cat one was totally the better one. I feel like the vehicle one was first, and then the cartoon got even slicker, and it was like cats. Voltron. I thought it was awesome.
So, Bravo's RC Build Hangar, I also had the city, and I think that one was called like Metroplex. And it was awesome.
I had
All
Megatron.
the Transformers were awesome. I did have Megatron. I had the original Megatron that was like a P-38 pistol
Yep.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I had it on an airplane, and folks were freaking out a little bit. Mom's like, you got to make that a robot.
And it was a plastic little thing.
Yeah, but it was like the size of a. I mean, that was a. What was that one called?
It was for a little hand.
But what was the gun guy? Was it
Megatron?
Megatron was a pistol. He was like
Yeah.
a little German pistol. Man, they had so many cool ones. I had like Soundwave that turned into a little boombox.
Yeah. I remember the OG Optimus, and I wish they'd have brought him into the new movies where it would have been the flat nose. Cab
Yeah,
over
that's
truck.
what I'm talking about. So I had the original Optimus Prime, and I also had like they kind of re-released Optimus Prime, just the front in white, and they called it Ultra Magnus, and the trailer was like a car hauler instead of the little, you know.
See, didn't they do one of those where
opening up
Megatron?
Command Center.
Didn't they do one where or not Megatron, but Optimus Prime could like link up with some of the other trucks to make a bigger one? I swear they did. Maybe I'm crazy in thinking that, but I swear they did one of those.
No, that sounds familiar to me, Wesley.
Omega Supreme was the big city thing. Whatever it was called, I did have it, and when you turned that thing into a robot, it was freaking giant.
Yeah.
And I used to spend like all my paper route money on Transformers.
Yeah, I had a bunch of
They were fun.
I had a huge, selection. I had Galvatron too, and Galvatron was cool because it turned into a little gun also. And when you pulled the trigger, it actually had like a little orange thing that doubled as his sword. But the end of the gun was this weird looking orange thing, and it had like a light that would make it light up. And it made fancy noises.
So did y'all ever do Micro Machines, or was that after your times? I had a pile of Micro Machines.
We had Micro Machines.
I had a pile
We had
of
them,
those.
but I wasn't doing
Man, I loved it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Micro Machines. And I did have like, most of the toys that I played with when I was a kid was like the G.I. Joe action figures, and Transformers.
They're not dolls, they're action figures.
That's right. But they
used to make me
were
so
like
mad.
action
My
figures.
great grandma would say they were dolls. I'm like, dude, it's not a doll. It's like this.
It's an action figure, Grandma.
It's an action figure.
He'll kill
Kung
you.
Fu Grip.
He's not a doll. He's not a doll. Stompers were cool.
Oh man, what else did I have? I obviously had a lot of RC stuff, and I had Erector sets, which were awesome. Man.
Dude, I still
What
have
else?
my Rector set, and it's like an 8-foot tall robot. And it came with a controller with wires that went up to all the motors in the thing, and you could drive it. And the controller was like this big. I have it still. And you put this thing together, and it, no joke, like 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. I haven't put that thing together in years. I doubt the instructions are even in it, because when I was a kid, I was rough on toys. Just gonna be honest.
Right.
I was rough. I think my very first RC car I ever had, and they still make them, I had a Traxxas Rustler. And back then, it was back when you could actually go to the hobby shop and play with them and like hop them up and stuff. And we ended up hopping it up. I did a brushless or not a brushless. They didn't have brushless back then, but I put a hot motor in it and all that and raced them. My dad used to hate that thing because we had a gravel driveway. And dude, I would do donuts and all kinds of stuff and just tear it up. And he'd go out there, "You gonna rake the driveway now to make it look like it don't look like somebody's been doing burnouts in our driveway?" I'd have to go out there and rake the driveway back with all my ruts in it. I used to love that though.
Right.
Drifting it in the driveway in the gravel. Some of my best childhood memories. Aside from flying
Yeah.
RC planes.
So, yeah, I also had a lot of the little He-Man action figures and the Thundercats. I used to love stupid Thundercats.
Yeah, I had a lot of He-Man. He-Man and G.I. Joe. I had some Star Wars, but not a bunch. I liked Star Wars, but I didn't. Well, the toys weren't there. You know, like if you're my age, there were some Star Wars toys, but not like right after there was this big lull,
Mhm.
but you know,
Yeah.
between the movies, and so they would always catch me not being into it. By the time I saw those movies, they were on TV. Does that make any
Right.
sense? Right? Like, so we didn't go see them in the
Yes.
theater because my grandparents could have gave two rips. So like by the time I saw it, it's on TV, it's cut up, it's got commercials. The toys are not in the store anymore. You know?
Right. Yeah, and I remember, you know, man, this had to have been like 78 or 79. One of my first Christmases that I remember, and it was like the first Christmas when I moved to Alaska, so it had to have been like 78 or 79. And my parents, like, I didn't ask for any Star Wars stuff, but all the the Star Wars movie had just came out. That's the first movie I ever remember seeing in the theater. And I remember getting up like Christmas morning and like the whole like my dad set up like the
Nice.
battle of frickin' whatever, you know. Like there was crap everywhere. You know, little Star Wars guys shooting guns. There was like 50 stormtroopers, a Millennium Falcon, an X-Wing fighter like hanging from the ceiling, a TIE fighter hanging from the side. I'm like,
So what you're saying is Dad even wanted to play with Star Wars toys.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
and I had the little Yoda, you know, that had like this weird ass orange snake around his neck. I don't know what that orange snake was all about. And like a little piece of cloth that was about as big as your thumbnail, you know, that he wore as like a robe.
Yeah. I remember I had the vinyl tape for like Lando and Darth Vader. Like the vinyl tape.
Mhm.
I mean, this thing was not going to flow at all.
Yeah.
It was like this thing, I mean, you stand them up on it. You know? It was fun. Oh, yeah, I had a bunch of Dukes of Hazzard toys, too.
1978. Let's see. I was -9 that year that you're talking about.
Oh, my gosh.
-9.
Wow.
Oh, -12. Yeah, Lori was -12.
What about the Millennial Falcon? Is
I
that
don't think
when...
they have that anymore.
Yeah, they do. When Antifa flies to a protest.
I thought that was all the new Star Wars movies. That's what it was called in.
That's the
That's the
Millennial
Millennium
Falcon.
Yeah, you can tell them a difference. The Millennial Falcon has a square dish. The old one has the round dish.
The Millennial
Super nerd.
Falcon is rainbow color
Okay.
as well.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rain. What's his name?
Oh,
All right.
I was born in '85.
Ugh.
All these
that was another
youngsters.
shovel of dirt getting flung out of the rabbit hole right there.
Yeah. 85. God.
Look at that, George Watts. I graduated college in 1978.
Yeah,
He's got me beat a little
Well-
bit there.
I did not, George Watts. You old man.
91.
Dang, Kenny was 79.
Kenny still remembers like steam engines coming
Right.
into play.
He was there whenever the automobiles came on.
Steam engine.
The auto cycle.
Black and white TV.
Yeah, back when they had their hand crank on the front of a Model T.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, that's funny.
There's a lot of guys in here that are older than I realized, though.
Yeah, the RC group is not a young crowd there. We're like
Damn whippersnappers.
yeah, we're like kids in this fun house.
Kenny
Uh,
took the Wright brothers picture with his Raptor camera. 200. Says 200 driver. JT Timberlake in the house. Oh man, it's gonna be me.
Oh, it's
That's
gonna
hilarious.
be me.
That is funny. That is funny.
I think the Sasquatch pictures were taken with Raptor.
Yeah, right.
And and you would
But-
think it was like, so far away because of the focus, but it was actually only 5 feet away.
Right.
And it
But
was pictures
but
of
it
kids.
looks like it's a half a mile.
Oh, that's good. Hey, he's got a new camera now. Come on. Give him
He
props.
does, and it looks way better, man.
Jordan
It looks
Dole
way better.
says he needs to go back to the old camera. Wes, don't worry. I was born in
There
1990,
you go.
says Jordan Dole. It's going to be in May. Amy Marshall, thank you for... She sees me. She really sees me. 91. That's crazy. I mean, I graduated high school in 92.
Yeah.
Wait, is that when Lori was born? Was 1991?
Jeez.
Wow.
Crazy.
Ryan, we're the ones that can say, like, dude,
Whippersnapper.
I was like 16 or something. Like, God.
You
Right.
could be my daughter.
You can literally say, I have socks older than you, probably.
I just might. This shirt might be older than Lori.
Nirvana? Yeah, it probably is.
Nirvana.
Nirvana.
That's so fun. Man, Nirvana was so
man.
awesome. I was so glad when they came to MTV. There was a lot of hair bands, and then all of a sudden Nirvana. I was like, oh, sweet. Finally, it's my time.
Yes.
They get me,
Yes.
and that worked for a while.
And I was awfully happy that, like, the Foo Fighters were bred from that, and they're still kicking, man. Like,
Yeah,
Dave
dude.
Grohl can't quit. He don't know when to stop.
I haven't seen anybody beat Poppy yet in here for the age, though. Farley at 1962. He's getting pretty close.
Is Farley at 62? Is my dad in
Well,
here?
he was born in 1962.
My dad was in here, and so he's probably got a lot of these guys beat.
Papa was born in 53.
Yeah, my dad
No,
was...
I never had a mullet, but too bad though.
I had one like 4 weeks ago. Didn't y'all see it?
Yep,
If
my
I
dad...
had a mullet, it would be
was-
like the guy from Stranger Things. That was sick.
Nice.
That's what I thought, Dad. 1955.
Ah, see? Yeah, Dad was still older.
Vintage.
And my dad was born in, like, 48, but I don't know if he's in the room.
Dang.
Yeah, like,
Well-
my dad's, like, older than Hawaii.
Amy, you were born in 1953. Wow, you look good for that. She said 53?
I think that means
Oh, okay.
maybe.
36, 26, 36. This is about to be a rap song.
Right.
So, my grandparents were born in 34.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
34. Couldn't imagine.
34.
As somebody that was born in the
So I got
80s,
to-
I mean, that's crazy to me.
I got to be raised by a handful of a little bit of everything.
Right. It's crazy. It is crazy if you think back on it. That I mean, like 1900s wasn't actually that long ago. Like 1901, 1902. If you really think about it in time, and I guess this comes as we all get a little older, time perspective comes to you. But it's amazing to me how short a time it's been since even World War II. Most people, you say World War II, and you're like, oh, that was forever ago. But in the scope of things, it's really not been that long ago. And how much the world has changed in that time.
I'm pretty sure the guy that's, like, the president of the AMA was born in, like, 1907.
Oh, definitely.
That explains.
That
a
explains
lot.
why I'm blocked on their YouTube channels.
So, they completely miss it on the community.
It's still-
there's a huge. They could be tapping into so much
Dude,
that they're.
It drives me crazy. They literally respond to me every time, too, because I get on there as my other YouTube channel, like, y'all still have me blocked? It's okay. I don't know anybody in your chat, whatever, and it's like all the guys are in here. They're like, you got the boozers blocked? He's got booze in his name.
You done
I done messed up. They don't like me.
You're not the only one who's blocked on places.
Yeah, I've heard.
For no
Yeah,
for
but-
no reason.
You really had to do something special to get blocked by the AMA.
Yeah, I guess. They don't like me. Oh well.
Right on.
It's
Well-
it's probably just the name of your
It
channel
is.
and them being a bunch of ninjas.
It is. Guarantee it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But they'll
because
take your money.
Oh yeah.
every year.
You know, Flight Test was talking about starting something like AMA through them now.
They'd have more members,
They should.
I think they would
and
too.
they'd be better advocates.
They represent the hobby.
They're talking about doing it. I don't want to, hate on the AMA tonight or anything, but they had put up a thing that they were talking about making their own organization. They weren't happy with representation,
I would
and
rather be a member.
yeah, they weren't happy with their current representation, and they were talking about starting their own. I think it'd be good.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I thought, when I was talking about the FAA stuff, I mean, I was sending people to the flight test videos to get informed because they had done the best research and obviously had a handle on who it is that they actually represent
Mhm.
so much better. And so many folks that aren't paying dues, the AMA just has no idea about these. So the numbers were staggering. I can't remember what it was, but it was like so many people were flying at non-sanctioned places without having an AMA.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it far out surpasses the guys that are AMA and flying at fields.
I think it does.
Far out. I will say it scares the heck out of me when I see somebody's video on their onboard and they're flying at a park in the middle of a bunch of houses with a freaking 6S jet, and I'm like, man, if you lost that and hit a house, that'd go like right through the roof. Like, I know it's just foam, but you take a foam plane going 120 miles an hour and put it into a house, it's going to go through that roof.
There's a lot of things that you could hit with a foam plane and do
Right.
a lot of damage. You hit a little kid, somebody's pet, somebody.
I know that a lot of guys, and I'm probably going to make some people mad with this, but 6S jets really not made to fly in the middle of town. Take it to a AMA field, take it to a big field in the middle of nowhere. But that always scares me when they're like, yeah, check out my onboard, and it's like flying over their house subdivision. And I'm like, oh man, if that went down and hit a kid on a bike or something, it's game over. And the AMA, yeah, they're going to be like, well, I got my AMA insurance. They're going to be like, yeah, that's not a sanctioned field. Bye. Good luck with your lawsuit. Oh yeah, George. A foam plane could definitely kill somebody.
That's not fun.
But anyway, that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
I could fly closer to where I live and get stuff by myself more, but I kind of don't think it's a good look.
I agree.
I'll still do it some, but probably not not as
Well-
often as I would if I didn't.
And like, we have our field that's like a mile down from our house, but it's kind of close to town. The fire department's there. Y'all see it in the videos. So I really only fly smaller planes out there. Now, it is an AMA sanctioned field, and it's the stuff that is around it's kind of minimal. But I try and only fly prop-driven planes, and the jets that I have flown out there have been smaller stuff. But I try and be respectful with what I fly out there, just because, it's a privilege. Let's never forget, at the end of the day, this is all a privilege, not a right. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And if you mistreat it, they'll take it away, and we don't want that.
No.
Right.
No, and that's the thing that was evident with the staggering numbers that Flight Test produced, was how many people truly were going to be instant outlaws if they rammed something through without considering the language.
Right.
And making differentiations, the recreational hobbyists. is not the problem.
Right. And for real, like, how many guys, according to, what the AMA says is the right thing to do, how many guys out there are outlaws right now that have either, one, been flying and never heard of the AMA, or just don't care and are never going to become members of the AMA,
AMA haven't done the FAA registration, which I think I actually am due for mine now.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, how many of us don't have numbers on our planes?
Guilty.
Technically.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but just saying. There's people breaking the rules every day. If they wanted to make us all criminals, they could.
Yep, I'm definitely guilty.
But at the end of the day, how many RC airplane police have y'all seen lately?
That's a big negative.
I think they got enough to deal with at the moment.
There's plenty to deal with right now.
A bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, our field being owned by the county, we do get the frequent visitation from the Cobb County Police, but it's because our field is like on the outskirts of Cobb County. Like, if you throw a rock to the other side of the road, you're not in Cobb County anymore. And it's kind of in the woods, as some of you may have noticed.
Been there. It is out in the middle of nowhere, and it's in a bowl, and it's hard as heck to fly there.
Yes. So
I remember looking at that thing from satellite pictures before I really was I was looking at houses in Georgia. So I was looking at that club and another one, and I know the layout.
It's tight. I crashed a nice L-39 there.
And so the point is, like, the cops come there not to give us a hard time, but to hide.
Yeah.
The cops come out to the field to
They want to come hang out and watch.
They just come and, like, park their cars, and they'll get out and, like, sit at one of the benches and just watch us fly planes and wait for a call to come in.
Yeah. I mean, all honesty, your local law enforcement guys, we've got them too. I mean, the fire department's on the corner of our field, and they'll sit out there on a Saturday morning and watch, and it's always funny when somebody crashes because you'll hear them all, across the way. They'll all be yelling and hollering.
Nice.
That's hilarious. And then they came out before somebody put one in a tree one day, and they got the ladder truck out and got it out for us, so that was kind of nice.
That's nice.
So
Right?
But yeah, we've always had a good time. Like I said, at the end of the day, guys, be safe. It's the biggest thing I can tell you. Think a little bit, be safe, and you're probably not going to have any issues in this hobby.
Yeah.
I think we got responsible folks.
I do too.
In our community, you know what I mean. I think all these guys get it.
Right.
I mean, I remember when I first started learning or checking out the flying, and you're just researching what planes you want to get, what you're watching, you're learning how to fly, all these things, and it's inevitable that the rules hit you over the head. You didn't even know there was an AMA. You didn't know there, but pretty soon, if you jump in and immerse yourself in the community of recreational hobbyists who fly planes, particularly what I would call our stuff is a little bit. I mean, there's so many facets and disciplines of the hobby, but like I again call our stuff recreational rather than competition, even though there is competition in things that are recreational, like slope soaring and things like this. It's you get beat over the head with the rules, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
You jump in the community and the old guys impart this wisdom to you where you never even thought about it, but pretty quick you learn that, don't be a jerk around an airport. Don't fly over 400 feet, don't fly in formation with airplanes. Don't fly over crowds of people, And then I remember one drone guy getting just completely raked over the coals for doing like some campus tour over just loads of
People.
people. Trappy. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I think the community came together and helped him pay for his legal fees, but he got raked over the coals for what the rules weren't even written yet for drones. But if they had known the rules that we abide by, the dude never would have been flying on campus over all kinds of people and around buildings in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well,
See?
and I'll tell you, the quad guys do that stuff all the time.
Well, that's who this was, a quad guy. An airplane guy never would have done that. Not most of us, because
Right.
you usually have to jump in the community to find somewhere to do it.
Right.
Right.
And if you're flying them at a park, you just wouldn't trust yourself to maybe do some of that. I'm being hopeful about common sense with people. I'm usually let down with those hopeful thoughts.
I was gonna
A-
say it, but no.
a lot, but really, I do think there's this semblance of common sense that comes with our kind of facet of the hobby, because whether you mean to or not, if you even just online, if you jump on forums and Facebook, some old guy's gonna chew your ass if you're doing something stupid, and that's kind of okay. You know what I mean? It's like only because it's like the common sense rules that we've been going with for 80 years.
Right.
Right.
And I'd rather somebody speak up, man. Don't. If someone's doing something dumb, it's really everyone's responsibility
To go,
to
"Hey,
tell the
that didn't
guy
look
that
very
he's messed
safe."
up.
Yeah, that didn't look very safe,
Yeah.
bro.
You know, and that's one of the things that's great about this hobby is we do kind of police ourselves, and you know, I think one of the biggest reasons that like fixed wing guys among all of us are the ones that are the most pissed off that the FAA is trying to stop us. Like, man, we've been flying these things for 100 damn
Right.
years.
Yep, for real.
And to my knowledge, there has not ever been an RC airplane hit an actual real airplane. Not drone. I'm talking RC plane.
Well, Kenny may have hit one, like when the Wright brothers
Right.
were first trying to fly.
But they didn't have records back then, though. We're not counting that.
I think he flew one of his Cox planes through the paper wing of the original
Control
Wright
line style.
Pissed him off.
He's Kenny's got a radio that operates on ether. It's like a
Got to kick it
Tesla.
starting.
It's a Tesla .4.
Yep, and it's got a squirrel running on a wheel inside of it.
Gigawatts.
Gigawatts. 1.121 gigawatts.
Yep. Hey, so before I forget, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of the sheriffs of the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel. Thank you to all of the channel members and to our highest tier channel members. I will do a shout out every week during the live show, and that is in order of the time you joined: Mr. Flying Times, Mike SSI, Spencer Keith, Dave Kowishki, William Mergita, Dennis Farley, RC Stinger, Mike Keller. You're still on the list, Mike. Joseph Ramsey. Thanks, Papa Ramsey. Is he even a member on your channel, Ryan? That's pretty funny.
He damn well better.
Jet Tech Don Atkins, Sandros54, Ken Sprouse Jr., and George Watts. Thank you to all of you for being sheriffs of the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel membership.
Nice. That's pretty funny. He better be a member.
Another trucker, member of other people's channels.
I'm really not worried about it, but yeah. I mean, how could I not go there? You know what I mean?
I think that's hilarious.
I almost want to tell Dad a story real quick, and you guys will all maybe get a kick
Do
out
it.
of it as well. Is that okay? Can I?
Yeah. We're having a good time. We're loose.
It's only related to RC in the way that it happens. It happened to me. and I like RC.
All right.
So I'm driving today after work. I'm going to the bank. I don't have, like I was talking about earlier, I have RCs that are fancier than my car I drive in. So windows are down, no air conditioning, and something flies in the window and lands on my glasses. I'm driving. I'm not really into bugs, like a lot, not into bugs. I mean, I can handle it, but I'd just, if I have a choice, I'd rather not.
I don't want one on my eyeball.
So this thing flies in, lands on my, and I just got stung the other day by a wasp too. So I'm a little bit like, yeah, I don't want to get hit again, you know.
A little paranoid.
So, because I swole up pretty good on my hand for a few days. So I pull, as soon as I can, I pull over in the parking lot, and it's a grasshopper. Like, son of a bitch, a grasshopper landed on my glasses, and I, got it away, and then parked and found it and got it out of the car. But I'm thinking, if I didn't have my glasses on, I'd be in the hospital. I'd have wrecked the car. And my mom, this is why Dad reminded me, my mom is petrified of grasshoppers. She just, it's like her thing. Like, she does not like them at all. And so as soon as I got done with the bank, I told the tellers, like, they give a rip. I was like, you guys got, can I tell you a story? And so I told them the whole thing. And I was like, dude, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to call my mom. And so I did. I called my mom, and she's like, yeah, I wouldn't be okay if that happened to me. It's so funny. But yeah, Dad knows her. So
terrified of grasshoppers, though, huh?
To tell that story. Yeah, they know each other.
We have a friend of ours that's like,
they're my parents.
Super terrified of bees. Like, super terrified of them.
Like wasps,
well, like bumblebees.
Bees?
Not
it's
wasps,
the
bumblebees.
It's the honeycomb.
Bees are harmless.
Like the big fat ones?
Like bumblebees, yellow and black, furry little thing. Yeah, bumblebees. Yeah. She's terrified of them.
It's not the bees. She's afraid of the honeycomb. She doesn't.
The honeycomb? No, she's afraid of bees.
It's not the bees. It's the honeycomb.
Lori's yelling at me saying I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like, bees don't freak me out as bad as, like, the hornets and wasps and yellow the big nasty looking ones.
They are everywhere in Florida, too.
Bees don't sting you unless it's like they get in, like, between your shirt and you.
The only time I've been stung by one, I had one land in my hair one day, and I went like this.
Yeah, I got stung.
I went like that, and he stung me right on the finger. Whew.
That stung in the face.
Dude, the wasps, though, those things are just...
Man, they hurt.
And at this time of year, they're on kamikaze missions.
Yeah.
So, like, I always get it in August, September. I swear, I always get it. They know they're on their way out.
I haven't been stung by a wasp since I was a kid. I've been lucky.
Man,
I'm going to get stung tomorrow now, but...
Look, it doesn't feel good when you're a kid. It doesn't feel good when you're older. It's still terrible. Those are disgusting insects. The murder hornets can suck it.
Oh my God, yeah. There's a guy in the comment, Nathan is afraid of lizards. Bro, we get lizards in our house all the time. They come in through the dog door.
All the time.
And they're like that big. They're called blue indigos. They're a solid half a foot. The big ones that have got here. Yeah.
Blue indigo.
Yeah, they're like silver or whatever. The silver lizards with the blue all over them. Yeah. I thought they were called a blue indigo. Whatever. But they're big lizards. And one night, Lori's going to laugh.
I'll be calling it dinner.
One night, Lori's going to laugh.
Lizard bacon.
So our cat food and everything is in the laundry room where the dog door is. And they get in there all the time. And one night I walked in there and I didn't have the lights on or whatever. This big-ass lizard comes running across the floor and I scream like a little girl. Because it just catches you off guard. The lights are off, you're walking in there, and this thing runs across my foot, and I'm over here. Ah! Lori comes in there, what? And look at the lizard,
Lori,
come get this thing. I'm scared.
Lori carried Wesley across the threshold.
There's been several of those nights. And don't let her lie either. She's had it too, though. Those things get in the house, though, and a big old lizard in the middle of the night when it's dark, and you go to the bathroom, and one of them things runs across your foot, It's a good thing you're already on the toilet. Let's put it that way.
No, that wouldn't. Yeah, that wouldn't be okay.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be okay with me.
Yeah, and I remember having a scream like a girl moment with a bug once. Because Alaska had some pretty big roaches, right? And I moved up to Alaska when I was like 3 years old. And we moved from Alaska back down to like Mississippi. I thought there were big cockroaches in Alaska until we moved back to Mississippi, and I saw some of like them Florida-sized palmetto bugs that look like a roach, but they're like huge.
My least favorite thing, and not to go down the rabbit hole too much here, guys, but we get banana spiders.
And they can fly, which really
Yeah.
freaks me out.
Do you guys get banana spiders in Georgia? They're the big bright
Yes.
yellows. They're literally like this big. It's the biggest spider you'll ever see in your life. And when we first moved down here, our house had them everywhere because our house had been empty for like 5 years when we bought this place. And we had these things like this. And one day there was one on the outside of the house. I almost put my head in it. And I had a shovel in my hand. And I turned around and was like, oh my God, Lori. And I'm deathly afraid of spiders. Just being honest, deathly afraid of them. I about pooped my pants. I grabbed that shovel and I hit this spider. And it goes, bing, super loud when I hit this thing. But that big.
It was a crowd.
Funniest moment.
Lori's over there dying. I'm always the guy. Everybody always thinks of saying, hey, honey, come get this spider. I'm like, Lori, come get this spider. I'm about to crawl up this wall.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But a mouse, I could give a... I don't care.
Don't bother me at all. I have pet ones.
My wife will run up the wall over a mouse. I don't care about a mouse. Not my favorite, but... Man,
Right.
I'm really not a fan of bugs in the house.
Barry Campbell, I was on the Gulf Coast down in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. So I do have a funny story, and then we should probably...
Right, Gooniac's like, guys, I was supposed to go live like an hour ago.
Oops.
Sorry.
So, man, this was not that long ago, probably like 2006 time frame, 2005, 2006. I was staying over at a buddy of mine's house, because we were having some kind of stupid party, all kinds of folks over. I'm passed out in the living room, and I wake up the next morning on the couch, and I get up to, go to the bathroom, and I come back in to the living room, and I see this thing, like this black spot on top of the curtain rod, and I'm like, man, what happened up there? Did I like throw a sock on the top of the curtain rod or something? And I look up there, and all of a sudden, it spreads its wings and starts flying, and I'm like, there's a freaking bat in the house, and this little bastard is like flying around the ceiling fan, which is on.
Yeah.
They're fast, too.
Oh, yeah. I like get under the freaking, like I had a blanket where I was sleeping on the couch. I'm like under the blanket, trying to keep this stupid bat from getting to me. And, I didn't hear it anymore because you could hear it like flapping its leathery skin wings around. And, I heard the flapping stop, and I'm like, where'd it go? So I peek my head out, and it's on the side of the curtain, climbing up, and it's so creepy because they have like hands.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like regular birds. Yeah, I mean they're not, and they, at the tips of their little wings, they've got like hands.
Little hands. Yep.
And this thing was like climbing up the curtains like Batman.
Not okay.
And I'm like, oh, that's terrible, with his little bat ears and his creepy hands. And his wings were like sticking out. I'm like,
I got a backstory for you.
All right.
When I was working on my house in Muncie, it was by the river, and woods. There's a lot of bugs, so there's a lot of bats. And the house was, it was a real fixer-upper. I mean, it was rough. So it was opened up. Stuff could bats found a way to get in. And so it was under construction. I mean, this house, I bought it for $9,000. It was rough.
Shut your mouth, Dennis Farley.
Yeah, you shut your
You don't know
mouth.
the pain that I went through, man.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Well, maybe Dennis will like this one a little better. So I get a bat in the house, and that sucks, you know. So I'd hit it with I wanted a tennis racket, but I don't play tennis, so don't have a tennis racket. So I hit that son of a gun with a paint pan, and then I would suck it up with a shop vac. I'd stun that bitch with a paint pan and then suck it up. Well, one day, one got in and I never could find it. Like you know, I couldn't find this one, and the house was done. It was buttoned up. I had drywall on. There was like, this is creepy because where is it? You know, is it in my hood? Is it in my shirt? Well, where is this little Baxter? Because it shouldn't be able to get away and hide now. I got the place buttoned up. I got a ceiling. I got all this stuff. Never could find it. About a week later, man, walking in the mudroom, the back end of the house, it's like, man, that stinks. You know? What the hell? I was like, you got to be kidding me. No way. Like, I looked everywhere for this thing. I was like, but one place. So I got a 3-way switch by the back door. Didn't have a cover on it yet. That little son of a bitch went in there, grabbed 2 terminals opposite. Completely cooked itself to the switch.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
And he was getting nice and right
gosh.
then, huh?
And I had to, you weren't going to suck that one up with a shop vac. I had to, just not my favorite, man. Not my favorite. But, anyway, there you go, Dennis. There's my great wild boar story. Paint pan. Paint pan. Thunk. Hurry up, suck it up before it wakes up.
Right.
And my wife, I got to give her credit for this because we were fixing this. I knew she was the one because she was still in college, and she would come over and do her homework, and I'm like fixing the house, and this thing was 100-some years old. I had to jack up the floors in a couple spots. If you ever read those jacks, it says to do it like 1/8 of an inch, like once a week or something crazy. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I went like 3 inches in like 3 days. And so the plaster in the house is just creaking and moaning. The plaster's all like plate tectonic, shifting around, popping off, falling off the walls, slamming on the floor. She's doing homework the whole time in that same house that's creaking and moaning, shit's falling off the walls. My buddy, who did construction and stuff too, he'd be in the basement with me when I'd start, and the minute it started creaking and moaning, that son of a gun, he'd leave. He was a chicken. But my wife would sit up there and do homework. I knew she was the one. And she dealt with that house was rough, man. I mean, I had a garden hose in the house to fill up a 5-gallon bucket so I could get a flush on that stool. And if you were on that stool, you could see the basement. So I've come a long way.
Dennis Farley down in there.
I knew she was the one, man, because she could take it.
No man cards up in here is what Dennis is saying.
Nope.
No what?
No man
And
cards.
you know what?
I got mine.
I'm sure Dennis has something, We may not know what it is today because he's just not an open book like some people.
He opens up that cab of that tractor tomorrow that he works in and gets in there with a rattlesnake.
Jello.
But there is something that
It'll
makes Dennis scream like a bitch. I'm just saying.
It'll be something stupid like blue Jello.
Right. Well, anyway, guys. Hey, it has been an awesome 3 days. I think we probably need to wrap it up because Guniac is starting here a little bit, and we've been going for like an hour and 50 minutes.
Had a good time, though.
But
fitting.
Yeah, this whole weekend has been awesome. Starting with the crawlers and going on with the boats and finishing up with these little guys. And I'm glad we kind of changed the order up because I don't think that was the original order that we were going to go
It was
in.
going to be boats
But
tonight.
I'm glad we changed it up because it turns out that we kind of saved the best for last, and tonight was the night with the
Yeah.
biggest amount of variety. So
Yeah.
these things are awesome. Again, for those of you guys that missed it in the beginning, be sure to check the links in the description of this live chat, and that'll take you out to the individual videos. And check out our channels because you'll be able to find all of the videos for all of the budget vehicles that we featured over the last weekend. And like I said, it's been a blast, doing this. And if we ever do another collab like this again, it's got to be on a smaller scale because like 3 nights in a row on 9 videos and 3
I got
live
nothing
streams.
done.
We might need to do
Like
some
I got
airplanes next time too.
Maybe
Totally.
let's all talk about like variants of an airplane. We'll all just do one airplane.
Great.
Yeah, because I think one more day of Surface and we're going to be impeached.
Yeah, like we're gonna lose every subscriber to our channels.
The
It's
fun-
gonna
all the
be
funding.
gone.
Yeah.
But don't worry, nothing but airplanes to come.
Yes.
Unless you want to talk about Surface with me tomorrow on TCS.
This is true. I'm talking airplanes on my next live.
I don't know if I'm going to do it. I think I'll give it a week or so.
Tell him next week, bro.
I gotta get something else done. Yeah, I gotta get something done. But yeah. So now back to kind of like our regular stuff. What can people see from you, Dave, next besides the Habooty series?
The Habooty series is coming up. My next video that's just me doing stuff will be this FMS PC-21.
Sweet.
I'll obviously be doing, in addition to the kind of the whole culmination video of the AR637T programming series. I'll be doing that plane, and mostly because it's a target of opportunity. But I've also got this base gray free wing F-18 that is still sitting here, that I got from Dustin right before
Nice.
other things happened, and that one is gonna I still am gonna be painting that plane and kind of documenting that process. So I got to figure out how to get the GoPro to do time lapse for like 14 days in a row, because it might take some time to paint that plane.
Yeah. Nice. What about you, Wesley?
So I've got the OMP Hobbies Bighorn and the Brandhart. Can't remember what the other plane's called. It hadn't got here yet. Challenger. I'm having TJ. You guys might have known him from Flight Test before. He's going to be our guest. He is now running the OMP side, Buddy RC, and he's going to be our guest on Sunday. And we're going to be talking about these new plug-and-play balsa planes. I got it sitting here. Love the color. Little sneak peek. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope that those work out, because I know that there's a lot of folks that stay away from balsa because it's just such a pain in the butt to get them completed.
Yeah, well, motor
and you got
installed.
to buy all the individual parts and pieces to go along with the ARFs. To have like if there's a company out there that's making a good balsa airplane with good electronics, and it comes as like a plug and play kind of model that all we got to do is throw a receiver in and we're off to the races.
Yeah.
That's going to open up the balsa world
totally
to a lot
cool.
of folks.
I took it out of the box today. Motors pre-installed. All the servos are ran. Battery strap. I mean, it's all done for you. You literally screw the wheels on. You do have to glue the vertical stab in, and you have to CA hinge the rudder on. And everything else is done.
Yeah, and that's
Right, everything else is already pre-installed on the airplane. Put your control horns on, all ball link by the look of it. So I think it's probably going to take me 30 minutes to put it together. Nothing.
Nice.
So
nice.
yeah, they've got
that's
these two, and then they have an Edge 540 coming in a few months. So we're going to be doing that one when it comes out too.
Sweet.
They're already out. You can look them up on their websites, but yeah.
Yeah. And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how that helicopter goes.
Yeah,
man.
they sent me.
That thing looks fun.
The helicopter was kind of out of left field. They were like, "You want to do some helicopters?" I was like, "No, not really." And they're like, "Well, what if we just send it to you?" I was like, "All right, I'll try it. What the heck?" So I haven't done a helicopter in forever, and so it's going to be exciting. And it has like self-leveling in it and all the other stuff too. So, or it'll do full flips and 3D. So I can crash it with the best of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you take this thing to the field and you end up like making a crater with it, do not be a weenie. You've got to put that video on your
Oh
channel.
yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. Especially if it's my fault, I'm gonna turn around like Ryan and it was the blue box.
Yeah. Damn electronics.
Yeah, man. Well, I can't believe that. That was hilarious.
So what about you, Ryan? What can we see from you?
Well,
What do you got?
That's not top secret.
Well, I have always loads of stuff in the queue that I forget. You know, if I'm ever at a lack of like videos, all I got to do is like start digging through the hard drive. Like I have loads of stuff, but I did film the P39 again off of grass because I thought guys would like to see that. So I completely owned that son of a gun on grass, touch and goes, bounced it, chunked it, all this kind of stuff. Operated the gears right in front of your face piece. So, I mean, you can see how tough this P39 is. I did a really crappy job of filming Bobby on the SU-30 that I might cut into you know, one of those shorter pieces, maybe a little music or something. And then again, like so much stuff I can't even remember. And then I've got loads of surface stuff that's just sitting here waiting to be put together. You know, the runs on surface, think about it like this. Most of us guys know that y'all want to see a flight from beginning to end.
Uh-huh.
There's something about the duration of the flight and what to expect that because they are so much shorter than truck runs, it really matters more that you get an honest start to finish, I feel like, on an airplane video. At least that's, you know, what I'm, you know, doing with them. So, and it makes for an easier edit, too. You just are cutting the baloney at the beginning, and I do color correction. You know, we all talk about edits, but no one's pulling the wool over your eyes. I'm just trying to present the footage in the best way for the viewer, which means I'm going to play with color correction and zoom it and brightness and cut some of the baloney at the beginning, which is absolutely hilarious, but usually X-rated because, don't forget, I was in the Navy. I can cuss, but y'all never hear it on these videos. So, loads of surface stuff. Plenty of airplane stuff, new projects that are going to be really dynamite. I got Beginner Joe, you know, to be documenting his journey. You know, he's you know, no Amy, but he's Beginner Joe, and so we've already got a pretty good start with him. You know, and so we're going to watch that boy progress. I told this is the deal. Three experienced takeoff and landings on that Habu, and it's his. It's too bad I kind of already landed it upside down.
Yeah,
a few
you've done
times,
some
but
experienced
it's okay.
landings on it already.
I definitely did. And you know, listen, man, that's a $400 product.
Right.
So I mean, I'm gonna have fun with it before I pass it on, and I didn't mean to do that, but once I did, it's like, all right, let's go. So yeah, that's what's up. I mean, guys, I mean, so many of us are putting out a lot of content. I mean, I think unless I have a 3-day collab going on, I'm putting out like 2 or 3 videos a week.
You didn't
easily.
know we're doing this again next weekend?
You're playing with yourself next weekend, Wes.
I always play with myself.
I thought that was your deal, Dave.
Right.
It goes around. What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
You guys are great. All the guys in the chat, man, we all know them. They're in all of our shows. Super cool. Thanks to everybody for dealing with this stuff. I know it's not everybody's favorite, the Surface, but like if you really like us, like really, really like Sally Fields like us, then you know,
Check it out.
you'll just
Watch them.
you'll just wait till the airplane one. It's cool.
Yeah. But we will definitely be back on the airplanes next week.
Heck, I'll be back on
And,
the airplanes this week.
Yep. For those of you guys that are members of the channel, you should see your badges change colors in like 3
We
days.
don't need no stinking
For
badges.
the people that joined on the first day, your bronze badges should be changing to silver in like 3 days. So that'll be cool.
Oh, that's a neat
Um,
idea.
But yeah, you like that?
But yeah, that's cool, man. Bronze, silver, gold. That's neat.
You know, the Olympics have been doing it way longer than you. I'm
It's
just
kind of
saying.
it's military, man. I love it. It's what else you gonna do?
Right?
Skittles.
I liked it.
Skittles.
Yes.
We got some funky
So
props
anyway,
coming.
It has been an awesome weekend, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I don't think that I have made this many videos this fast ever. So thanks for, you know, kind of motivating me and driving me to do things that I didn't know whether or not I was ready to do. Now I know I can meet deadlines.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I was thinking about it today because I was like, first time you've had a deadline with video, kind of,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that I've really been like under the gun.
What's
like,
it?
oh my
How do you
God.
feel about it?
I mean, it was fine, you know. And the sad part is I've had all these vehicles for, you know, because you guys know how long we've had them.
Yeah.
And
Long
the things
Right.
that happened that, you know, that kind of caused the initial delay. I mean, we were supposed to do this series of shows like 5 or 6 weeks ago.
And we had plenty of time, and we're still running under the gun, and that's our own doing, you know.
Right, because there was so much other stuff going on, and
Yeah.
you know, I think that, I mean, I can always say, like, oh yeah, I won't wait that long, but that's not true, man. I always do that to myself. I'm like the world's worst procrastinator ever.
Yeah.
Should get you a shirt that says "World's Slowest Procrastinator" or something.
I was thinking about that though today because I've definitely had deadlines for
Welcome to the posse.
my entire career. You know, the magazine stuff, and with companies, it was always a quick turnaround. You know, the only time I get to take my time is if you know, it's just something that I grabbed kind of for myself. But it's nice to have pressure.
That's how everything has been that I've done so far. You know, even the stuff that has been sent to me, it was sent to me with no
Release.
request or anything to even do a review. It was like, hey, here's some smart chargers. They never asked me to do a review on them, you know. It was like, here's some smart chargers and some batteries. Have fun, you know. And it's like, I'll review these things because what else do I got? So I turned those around pretty quick after I got them. But, you know,
that's
this
good.
stuff, I mean, based on what, you know, the circumstances of which I got these, you know, no, I don't have any deadlines, but they're definitely going to the front of the queue.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
there's, if people are going to entrust me with that type of, you know, with that kind of responsibility, I'm going to deliver, you know?
Yep, exactly. And that's what keeps you in the game, man. I mean, it's the only reason I'm doing it still is because I mean, folks won't keep doing that if you don't turn them around.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would be foolish if I'm in the position to get stuff early, if I don't take advantage of that release day when they announce it and they say, you know, you got to be done by this time. If I don't have it ready by then, there needs to be a very, very good reason, because I cannot remember ever missing a deadline, to be honest with you. And I'll wait till the last minute also, just like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was fun, guys. I enjoyed it. I hope that there's some folks out there that that enjoyed the videos that we put out here over the last few days. So thank you both to Ryan and to Wesley, and mostly to Lori,
For real.
who has been hiding in the background, producing all three of these shows and dealing with our crap for the last 3 nights. And, you know, dealing with setting all this stuff up, you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but she has been just absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
For
Thank
being a trooper and sticking it out with us. You know, to everybody else, you know, like we said, we're going back to airplanes next week, so you don't have to look at anything else with 4 wheels for a while.
Yep.
And thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Guys,
Gooniac, check out Ray.
yeah, don't forget to join Ray's show here in 9 minutes, fellas. If Ray is in here, he can drop a link. If he doesn't drop a link, hopefully you guys know how to get over to his channel.
Well, yeah, because you all subscribed and turned on your notifications.
They sure did.
Don't take my word for it. Read the book for yourself. Yes, it is,
So-
Joe Pellegrino. Go to Ray's. Go to Ray's house.
Yes. So, guys, is there anything else that that you or Wesley, Ryan or Wesley, is there anything else that you guys wanted to share with us this evening before we call it for the night?
Good.
No,
Awesome.
just thanks. It's cool to do these things and give it a while before we do it again. That's all.
Yes.
No,
We
it
need
was
about
super
a
awesome.
1 year
It's super
lead
awesome.
time.
So we can still be running last
Yeah,
minute.
I'll see
Yes.
y'all next week for the next one. Next month. There you go. Give it a little time.
Yes.
All right, guys, that's it for me, man. Just watch the videos, support your buddies. If any of these guys say check out the links in the description, do it.
Yes. Yes. And watch the whole video. Even if you fast forward to the end and just let it finish, like that means a lot.
And comment.
Say hi.
And thumbs up. And turn
Yeah.
your notifications on. And all those things. And buy some damn shirts.
I will heart everything. Sometimes it doesn't, and that way the owner of the content saw it. I don't always. Sometimes a comment doesn't solicit or elicit a response, but it's like, yeah, I think unless you say something really dumb, I'm gonna heart everything that comes across.
Yep. Bravo's RC Build Hanger. No, I have Air Marshal shirts.
Nirvana.
Nirvana. All right, guys. So we are going to go ahead and cut this one off for the night. Again, thank you to everybody who was here. We will see you all next week. Tune in to Ray in 5 minutes. And Lori, we are signing off.